Romeo.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Weekend Filler. Weekend Filler, as you know, is the show about people just like you all over the Delaware Valley. Eating cool things, drinking cool things, feats of strength, inspirational tales. It's all here on Weekend Filler on any given week. And as always, our recipe is very simple. We give you our mics, you give us your stories. And this week it's a very special Weekend Filler. It's our Weekend Filler salutes the troops. First up, if you've got a Vietnam era vet in your life, I want to put Holmdel, New Jersey on your radar. It's a little over an hour away from the city, but it is so worth the trip. They've got a museum and a monument.
Hi, I'm Mike Thornton. I'm interim director and curator here at the New Jersey Vietnam Veterans Memorial and Museum. Today I'd like to tell you a little bit about a special exhibit, There and Back, The Journey to Vietnam and Home. The Vietnam War, it witnessed the military transition from using troop ships to the use of civilian chartered aircraft airliners. In that time, of course, a voyage across the Pacific took anywhere from 18 to 25 days. But by the end of the war, people were flying into Vietnam as many as 21 flights in a single day, carrying just as many troops who would have been on a ship. You think about all these young men trapped and confined, 8 or 9 to a bunk in troop ships, and then on an aircraft, having just endured a 1-year combat tour in Vietnam, flying home and sitting down at your mother's table the next day. Quite a transition. One of the key ideas that we wanted to get at the heart at is this notion of what was it like to go to Vietnam and return. That most of these guys were 19. This is the youngest army the United States has ever fielded into combat. These guys are trapped on this boat for 18 to 25 days, not knowing what the future holds. After the military decided to stop using troop ships in 1968, they mothballed their fleet of P-2 class transports. The General P. Walker was rediscovered by Art and Lee Beltrone in the 90s while scouting locations for the Thin Red Line. When they went aboard the ship, they discovered what you're essentially seeing behind me. Bunks left intact with these graffitied canvas bases where the guys would be, at night with Sharpies writing notes. You have to think that this might be the last thing that they ever leave behind, and it was kind of an act of remembrance. One of my most absolute favorite artifact groups that was rediscovered, all the litter that was left behind by troops. And you get a really interesting cross-section of life aboard a troop ship during the Vietnam era. A troop ship like the General Walker could carry about 3,500 men in a single voyage, but it took 18 to 25 days to get there. 21 707 or DC-8 aircraft could do the same in air flights in a single day. What the transition to airlines did was it not only got troops there and back faster, but it put another incredible group of individuals into the frontline story of the Vietnam War, and that is the young women who were really the vanguard of a professional workforce who were serving as airline stewardesses. This was really the most exciting job for women in the 1960s. It was intensely competitive to serve as an airline stewardess. In fact, for every one that applied, they beat out about 2,000 candidates. Mandatory retirement was at 35. You had to get permission to get your hair cut, and if you were married or had a boyfriend, you were out. And there was a deep bond and affinity that grew between the stewardesses and the troops coming home. For many of the soldiers, the welcome that they received from these airline hostesses was the only welcome home that they would ever receive. And it became a practice quite frequently for them to give these stewardesses little medals, tokens of their uniform. Thank you so much for watching. Please come visit us here at the Memorial and the Museum here in Holmdel, and please come visit the museum to see There and Back, The Journey to Vietnam and Home.
My favorite part about the museum in Holmdel was all the Vietnam vets that I got to meet. These guys are literally living history. Ricky is a Vietnam vet who saved his own personal, very unique piece of Vietnam history, and he also taught me why we say welcome home to Vietnam vets.
Welcome Home has become sort of a catchmark of the veterans' legacy experience associated with the Vietnam War. We say welcome home because many of them never received that. Rick Amsterdam preserved a very special welcome home banner. The way the country was literally in turmoil. The people of the United States hated Vietnam veterans. Those protesters are going to try to lure you into a fight. They're going to throw things at you. So we ask you guys just either put on civilian clothing or refrain yourself from fighting with them. So a cab driver come up and he asked me where I was going. I said Sheepshead Bay. And he said he was going to Manhattan. So I began talking to him, and when we got to 14th Street, he gave me his tips for the morning. He gave me $2 and he said, here, go home, see your family. You've been away for a year and you've been at war. And as I'm going down and going through the turnstiles, there's people coming the opposite way. And one of the guys my age going in the opposite way looked at me, looked at my uniform, called me a baby killer, spit on me, and we got into an immediate fist fight. So I walked a mile home. As I approached my street, I saw this hanging from my house, from my awning. And I stopped and I looked at it, and there's a lot of emotions going on. And I knew right away that my mother and my sister handmade that. You know, and my mom was a really good artist. To me, it was so sentimental that my mom and my sister hung this on our banner, knowing every day the people that lived in our neighborhood would be harassing them. Yet my mom and my sister didn't care. All they cared about, they wanted everybody to know that I was welcome home. I folded it and I put it in my closet where it remained for about 53 years, never taken out. I was going through my stuff and I brought it up and I said, I want to show Mike and Sarah. They lit up and they said, this is amazing. We've heard about them. They'd never seen them. They know very few, if any, exist, and they believe this is one of the last remaining welcome home banners. This is a staunch reminder about, it's not about us coming home. This is about those 1,563 names on our wall down below who never did see a welcome home banner. This is about the 58,479 guys that are in DC's wall who never came home to see a banner, have a party, or have dinner with their loved ones. So to me, there's a lot of emotions to all of us when we see something like that. It's never about one individual. It's all about the team. It's all about all of us, because we all did this together, all of us.
Semper Secure was started by a Marine for two really good reasons. First, school safety is, and always will be, very challenging. And second, veterans returning from the military can often find that transition challenging as well, especially when it comes to finding a job.
Hey, Weekend Filler, I'm Shane. Welcome to Semper Secure. So I was a Marine Corps veteran. I served for a little over 4 years. When I got out, to be completely honest, I was having trouble finding a job. I was going from job to job, trying to find something right for me. At the same time, believe it or not, my mom was working at a Catholic school in the area that was really lacking some of the security that they needed to keep their students safe. So I figured I could put two and two together. So what I started was Semper Secure. Basically, we specialize in pairing veterans, retired military, retired police, and retired corrections officers with schools that really need a nice school resource officer to keep them safe throughout the day. So when you get out of the military, to be completely honest with you, it's kind of an uncertain time. You're used to structure, you're used to, having your day planned out for you. And when you get out, it's really a culture shock. A lot of veterans, I think the average right now is 5 jobs before they find their final career. What I was hearing from friends who were struggling with this, and I was kind of able to give them an outlet, able to give them something whether to start a new career or, to be honest, just find a filler to get them to that next one, to make sure their families are taken care of. And that's something we're really proud of. So when someone thinks of a security guard, they think of someone serious, stoic, doesn't crack a smile. We try to break that barrier completely. I want my security guards laughing with the students. I want them joking around. I want them to trust the students and the students trust them, most importantly. We want to stop problems before they happen, and there's no way we can do that without the trust of the student population. So you'll find our guards laughing, you'll find them dressing up for Halloween at the schools, and you'll find them transitioning out of that security attire and into that school attire, which I think is the best part of it all. Not too long ago, we transitioned. We got a lot of good schools that we were helping, but we wanted to do more. So we started to transition to large events, social functions, and just, special one-off executive protection details. Currently, we do the Atlantic City Beer Festival, we do the Witchcraft Festival, we do a lot of large events down in Atlantic City, as well as events up here. Also, we have some clients that have high net worth executives that we provide executive protection for when needed. So I've been in the security industry for about 15 years, believe it or not. And for this company, we're new. We're only a couple years old. So we're really looking forward to getting more schools. We've gotten an influx of attention here, and we're really happy and excited to keep it going. Thanks for watching. If you're a veteran that is looking for a job, please reach out to us at sempersecure.net. And if you own a business, a school, and you're looking for that extra layer of protection and you want a different slant on security, I'd love to talk to you. Please check out our Facebook page, Instagram, and any other social media platform you can think of. Have a good day.
Welcome back, Fillerinos. Earlier in the show, we learned about one man's return from Vietnam. Now we're going to learn about Jesse's return from Iraq. Thankfully, in the 50 years that spanned those returns home, we as a culture learned to treat our veterans the right way.
So one of the most memorable stories from Iraq was leaving Iraq. And the military charters flights as opposed to going on military aircraft. So we're all sitting around, and I'm sitting next to my good friend, Sergeant Erdman. And unlike a normal experience when you go to an airport, there's no one to load the bags onto the chartered flights. At some point, a civilian comes and asks for volunteers to load all of our bags and equipment onto the aircraft. So my friend, Sergeant Erdman, looks at me and says, "Sergeant Hamilton, raise your hand right now. Just trust me." So I raised my hand, and before I knew it, I was loading 70, 80, 100-pound bags into the belly of the aircraft in 120-degree weather. So at this point, I'm not too happy with my friend Sergeant Erdman, but he was right. After we were done loading all of the bags, the civilian comes back and says, "For loading all of the bags, you all will be sitting in first class." So after a grueling 12 months in combat, we both got to leave Iraq flying first class. I think it's a great feeling for any soldier to leave a combat zone, to come home, to see friends and family, and be out of harm's way. But flying back from Kuwait first class is definitely a top-notch and memorable experience.
Next up, Megan's Foundation uses yoga and meditation to help returning soldiers deal with their PTSD. The yoga is modified for all skill levels, it's monitored for PTSD triggers, and it's absolutely free.
Hi, I'm Deb Greenspan. I'm the COO of Megan's Foundation, and we're a nonprofit organization that provides free yoga and meditation classes to veterans who might be experiencing post-traumatic stress symptoms. Our classes really are trauma-sensitive classes, and so regardless of what your skill level is, you're welcome in this class. One of the things with trauma-based yoga is there's certain things that you avoid that could potentially be a trigger. You set up the room in a certain way, you don't position anyone's back towards anyone, the yoga teacher does not leave the mat. So things that we know that could potentially be triggers are avoided in our classes. We always offer various modifications to any pose. Most of the veterans who participate with us regularly were skeptical at one point. Over 90% of our participants say that not only are they sleeping better, that they have better balance, better flexibility, they have less pain, they enjoy the community within the group, they can just breathe easier.
I'm Sharon Shaw, and I'm an Army veteran, and I started with Megan's Foundation about 2013. Coming here to yoga is always a positive, wonderful experience in my life. I have osteoporosis, and when I first started yoga, I could not move my neck. So with the balance, with the strength, and with the yoga moves, I can now, have a lot more mobility in my neck. On the mental level, it can keep you calm and grounded in those stressful situations, which is kind of nice. Nobody's immune from having stress in their life, so it's really good to keep us grounded.
Hi everybody, my name's Jeff Herger, and I'm a retired Navy veteran, and I also serve on the board of Megan's Foundation. I met the founders of Megan's Foundation probably 11 years ago. Tom and Maureen Short had recently lost their daughter, who was very fond of Veterans Affairs, and Tom was a Vietnam veteran, Maureen was a yoga teacher, and they had decided to form a foundation to help other veterans in honor of their daughter. One of the things that I noticed from yoga is my improved sleep. I also had some back issues early on, and once I started doing yoga, they kind of just disappeared, and they've been going for 10 years now, so knock on wood. It helped with weight loss. It just helped with relaxing. So Tom was a Vietnam veteran, a very proud Marine, and he loved helping other veterans. And this foundation was a godsend for him. It gave him a new mission, especially after the loss of his daughter. And just one of the finest people I've ever met. He passed away 2 years ago. I keep his ball cap in my office as a reminder to just kind of honor the mission every day and live like he would have and do what he would have done.
Thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in learning more, or if you know someone who might be interested in participating in our classes, please check out our website. It's www.megansfoundation.org.
Welcome back, Filler fans. Stay Metal Ray was an American hero in the Army, and now he's a guitar hero on YouTube. Ray calls himself lucky, Ray calls himself fortunate, but he never calls himself a hero, but we do. Thanks for your service, Ray.
My name is Raymond Charles, but everybody knows me on the internet and in real life as Stay Metal Ray. I'm a YouTube creator, musician, guitar player, all the above. So my YouTube channel, Stay Metal Ray, started in 2017, and it was manifested out of sheer boredom. I had 30 days of leave from work where I had a shoulder surgery, and I didn't have anything to do for an entire month. So boredom got the best of me, and I really just wanted to occupy my time and fill that void with doing something. So I ultimately just decided to become a YouTuber, as you do. The origin, I guess, of my channel was to document all of my guitar covers of my favorite bands out just for my own personal good, out into a way to document them all that is a YouTube channel. So that's how it started, and just over time it just grew and grew, and then once I realized that there's a way to channel and change your content creation to where, one, you can monetize it, which is very important, but two, also you have the ability to share your passions to the world and then meet other people in the process. So it's like a whole big thing, whole big community, a guitar community, music community that I was unaware of until I put myself out there as well. Actually, that injury of me being hurt at work, the work that I was in, the job I had was military. I had two jobs in the military. It was an artilleryman and an infantryman, so two combat jobs, MOSs. Yeah, I did the whole Army thing for a couple years, and it was fun, man. A lot of fun, a lot of great people. Just certainly a unique chapter of my life. And then, going from military to a social media content creator, musician, guitarist, like one extreme to the next in terms of just like interesting jobs. So sometimes I'm scratching my head as well, but here we are. So this year I made the choice to become a solo artist under the name Stay Metal Ray, and it's a guitar-oriented, focused album, just all me playing guitar and writing the music and doing everything. And it's just an amalgamation of just trying my very best to get the ideas out of my head and tried my very best to create landscape and or atmosphere, just a vibe, which is very challenging to do with a guitar. Something that flows and makes sense, but is also structured in a song. It isn't just shredding guitar, I think. So the album's very guitar riff based and guitar and down-tuned guitar, lower-tuned guitar, riff-oriented music with a lot of ambience and soundscape and textures into it. And it's all been created by me. You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Those are the big four that I have. But Instagram and YouTube are predominantly my top two. Those are my favorite social media platforms. Hey everyone, this is Stay Metal Ray and you're watching Weekend Filler.
Next up, our good friend Barb at Barb's Harley puts her money where her mouth is when it comes to veterans.
Happy Veterans Day from everyone here at Barb's Harley-Davidson. We take a lot of pride in giving back to and servicing the veterans in our community as our customers and as employees. We love to hire veterans, and today I want to personally thank Command Sergeant Major Tony Young, United States Army, retired. Tony, not just for working here with us, but for serving our great USA. You were in the Army for a long time.
Yes, I served the United States Army for 37 years. I retired from Fort Dix, New Jersey as the Command Sergeant Major for mobilization. And I just would like to thank every veteran out there for Veterans Day, to include those who are employed at Barb's Harley-Davidson, who is a great supporter for all veterans. Come on in, our doors are open. Need a job? Come on by.
Happy Veterans Day. Come and see us.
So that is our show. Thanks for letting us fill a little of your weekend. We hope you enjoyed watching The Filler as much as we enjoy making The Filler for and about you each and every week. And of course, thank you to all our veterans. Don't forget, you can follow us on social media and you can get all these segments online. What's the best way to do both? I'm so glad when people ask me that because it's right over my right shoulder, Mr. QR code. I'm Tony Romeo, and until next week, we will see you on the interwebs.